Let's read a book. What do you think? I might chime in with some of my own ideas here, but we'll read out of this book here. It's Beyond the Doors of Perception, Plant Intelligence and the Imaginal Realm into the Dreaming of Earth by Stephen Herod Buhner. Magical human. Oh, hey, also I'm Zen, and you're over there. Nice to meet you. I'm going to wait a little bit, as I usually do, for people to show up. So if you're new here, feel free to fast forward. I would assume you're here in the future. So fast forward, and like 5 minutes, and I'll start reading. Till then, I'll just say hello to everyone that shows up. And we'll dig into this book. I think we're going to read this book today because I'm over the whole constructed, forced media nonsense that people deal with on a daily basis. I'm tired of listening to it. I think it's ridiculous. It's filthy. It's unhealthy. It's absurd. I like absurdisms. I like this absurdist, of course, but there's too many people that take. Oh, Burp God and Building too. They take the absurd reality. They take the absurdities as reality. It's like good comedians that do. Like, if you know you're watching a comedy act, then you accept it. You walk and you go, "I'm watching a movie. I'm watching a comedy." You suspend your disbelief just momentarily to get involved with it, but you know, in the back of your mind, this is just observing this, and it has no reality. The dilemma is most people take what they see in the news and what they read in the newspapers, and they get all this info that is constructed to give you a reality, a perception of reality that isn't at all what is. It's not real at all, any of it. So it's tiring. It gets tiring listening to people talk about it. You know my general attitude. I'm like, how about shut your face when you're talking to me? You know what I mean? Like just stop talking because you sound stupid. I don't like people to repeat dumb things all the time. And people find that offensive that I'll correct people on their disingenuous, ignorant, inequitable, immoral, improbable, and silly behaviors. But and people don't like me for it. But you know what? Well, don't be mad at the person selling baby formula for $80. Be mad at the people that caused that to cost that much. And also, you should consider why isn't the mother just giving the child breast milk? Because that would seem like a natural, free source of and the proper nutrition for that child. But hey, what do I know? Sure, there's extenuating circumstances sometimes, but even at that, there's better things than whatever's chemically induced. What's called Similac. It's called simulated lactation or simulated lack of information. You're not getting the real information. You're getting a simulated version of reality when you feed a child Similac. What? So that's all dead inorganic substances that you're shoving into a baby's body. No wonder the kids' brains don't function properly and they have autism and all sorts of diseases. No, that's not why. Science is trying to help you. They're on your side. They love you. They're not profiting off anything. There's no business model there. They're not corporate. No, not at all. But you can continue to believe that. It just so happens your belief is not the truth. How you feel about that? What's going on, yo? I was wondering who that was. I think I know who you are. What's going on, bro? I don't know when you got here, but we're gonna read some book today. We'll wait until a half dozen of you weirdos, idiots, freaks, and otherwise explicitly wonderful, amazing, tremendously outrageous humans and non-humans alike show up to listen to me speak. Oh, and it is Gemini season, so that might help. That might be influencing me slightly, which means it's my birthday month. Not that I had one birthday, it was a long time ago. One born day, one born day, no birthday. But there is that cyclical thing that occurs. So yeah, that's coming up, and if you'd like to, you can always donate gifts and other dollars or whatever. You go to Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. It's you can look in the description box. You can hook a brother up, make sure that I have a roof over my head and snacks to feed me. Keep this thing on so I can talk to you. It's TsarXen, Cash App. Try it out to see if it works. I think it will. If you're rich, give me 10% of your income. If you're poor, a nickel would do just fine. I was going to do this. I was going to jump back over to my bigger channel, and I just haven't done that yet. I just didn't switch. I just didn't hit the button to switch over my accounts. We'll see who remembers that I'm alive over there. It's been I think 3 months since I made a video over there, so I'm doing this on the little one, the little itsy bitsy spider channel. What are you doing? What are you guys doing? Apparently, it's so many shadow bannings and so much. I don't know how many people are really here. Yeah, I know some people in the background. They're getting schooling or at work or listening, and they can't hit the computer keys. Understandable, but I can never rely on the statistics because statistics are simple to lie with. But it's in the numbers. Nah. You can do anything about with numbers. It's called mathemagic. It's not mathematics. Numbers don't make up the universe. Give you a quick lesson here. It's like the universe is made of numbers. It's mathematics. No, it's not. It's geometry. And geometry gives form and a principle to allow for mathematics and numbers to exist within. Geometry is a relationship of this to that. That's all. And then from there, within that space, that containment vessel of geometric proportions called the golden mean, you can then define what is known as an alphabet or numerics, mathematics, all of the, and then everything that comes out of that. Prior to that, it was geometry, which is part of what you consider cymatics. Cymatics, sound, creating shape, but that's still in geometric proportions. Proportions are what define and inscribe reality. And what you see, what you experience, is only in direct purview of this to that to the greater. So you have the microcosm and the macrocosm, and then self. That's the triangulation of everything. There's only, in some tribes, there are only three numbers. There are three things: man, woman, and child. That's all. And then from there, it's everything else. So geometry is the expression of all of reality. You hear that? That means somebody hit a fire alarm, or some old person is smoking way too many cigarettes in their apartment, or burnt their tuna fish, wherever the hell they're cooking. It goes off way too often, honestly. It's very annoying. Because it's annoying, especially in the sense that you know how schools are made of brick, and the floors and the lockers are made of metal, and the floors are made of all of these materials in a school. They're designed to be fire retardant, so a school can't burn down. The only thing that could possibly catch on fire, really, in a school is the books, but they'll be only the old ones, because the newer ones, the pages are made out of a plastic that will melt but not burn. So you can't. So the idea of having fire drills at schools is completely beyond ridiculous. I would say moronic, but there is a purpose, and it's a control that obnoxious sound, and then to tell you to do something. It's to make you sit down, walk this way, file outside, to control you, to control your consciousness. Like, but any reasonable thinker would be like, why is the bell going? If there's fire in a brick building, we got some bigger problems, and I think we would notice, because it'd be warm and we'd see it, and we'd go where the fire isn't. It would be pretty obvious what your choice would be if you were in a building that was made out of concrete with everything that was fire retardant was on fire. You would, even if you were in a burning house made out of wood and fiber and materials, you would know what to do. So in a building like this, made out of brick, and also everything in here is fire retardant. This is how they make, your walls even in your house are made of gypsum, which is a crystal, and it doesn't catch fire. There's not much in a person's house that could catch fire. If it does, it's the other things they bought, and lampshades and curtains and beds, and but even those, they're fire retardant to a degree. So I just find it obnoxious, make obnoxious noises. Ooh. To get you to respond in a certain way. Like people that go, people that whine, like, you gonna, like, that's what they're doing. That's what the sound of people that are whiny. It's to get you to, it's just like that. It's like a car alarm or something. Tell her not to respond to that nonsense. What's up, Cindy Avery? The funny thing, before I was going to read this book in a second. The original title and thought that I was having was about like how people don't get that schools are not public, they're private government institutions, and if you don't realize that if you think you're getting something for free, then you're being sold something. What is the product if you're getting something for free? You are. If you're getting for free, you're the product. I mean, consider it, here, I'll tell you, like, if I'm saying something, I'm producing what you're thinking. This is why you're watching me for free. Now, if you invested into this and invested your mind into what I'm doing, then you'd be part of it, and you wouldn't be the product. You would be acutely aware of what's occurring. Where in a school system, you go there, it's free, and they're just vomiting things into your ears, and you're repeating it and regurgitating it like a baby birdie. The mother birdie regurgitates food because the baby can't digest it, and they spit it into their mouth. That's what private government institutions, which are school systems, which are propaganda institutions to higher learning, so then you can pay for it. So you can be miseducated your entire life to go to a school of higher learning and say, I don't know how many people go to college and then they're college professors. They go to a good university. They say, forget everything you learned in high school. Forget everything you learned in kindergarten through 12th grade. It's meaningless. Half of it's false. They'll tell you that. They'll tell you straight out. Go to a prestigious institution. Ask anybody who's been to an Ivy League school. Ask anybody who's been to a good institution. They'll tell you that. Teachers will be like, right away. None of that matters. But you got to pay to learn that. Oh yeah, we've been on that for a while. What's up, Mom? Yeah, I've been over on this channel. I don't know how many times you've been over here. I've been over here for the past few months because I was cleaning up all of the strikes on my other channel. So if I have strikes, I couldn't, I didn't want to risk losing the channel. So I just was like, I'm not making any videos to risk saying something that somebody is pissed off about. Yeah, Helen Keller. Yeah, it is. Yep. What's the other one that was fake, that's been proven to be fake, that people still You know, the blind girl that was in the thing that lived in a toilet and wrote her diary, Anne Frank, that is explicitly been proven to be absolutely false. People still to this day like quote it. It's like people thinking that you know these magical blind pianists and whatever, they can see. They're not blind. They just it's just part of the show. What's up, son? Toke? How is it's really good, yeah. I'm also feeling quite well today. Maybe it's because it's Gemini season. It's the 23rd of May, which means it is officially Gemini season. So, you know, some people, you know, there's cuspy thing. They say, well, maybe it's the 21st, but I think 21st and 23rd kind of standard cusp between last month and here. So yeah. Some angel wings. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I told you guys I want to read this book right here. It's called Beyond the Doors of Perception, Plant Intelligence, and the Imaginal Realm, Into the Dreaming of Earth by Stephen Herrick Buhner. But I'm kind of enjoying this talking right now. But I might dig into this and do a little bit of, get a little poetry or science out of here. Oh, okay. So Moon Day is your day. So that there you go. Yeah, Shiva mantra, like a mantra, like a Shiva mantra. Or is it spelled different? Yeah, I sometimes go to those. I don't make a habit of it because I don't want to have, you know, it's. Let me stutter a little more here. It's really a good idea to get into mantras and get into listening to binaural beats and things to go to sleep, to get into the astral realm and to get into lucid dreaming and all this. It's a great idea, but the trick is not to become addicted to it. You know, for me, it's kind of the idea of saying write out a sigil, or write out your, you know, whatever, which is perfect, and you should do these things, obviously, but don't become so addicted to it because you're creating reality anyways, and to always have to go back to that. My thought is, you don't get to bring a pen and paper and backpack to the next realm. You just go there. So to get there, your mind is doing it anyway. So it's a good tool. The technology, the psychedelics, the making a sigil, good tools, great tools, in fact. Just don't become addicted to them and need them. Just like mantras, just like anything. Oh, yeah. Michael Talbot's Holographic Universe. I've seen bits and pieces of it. Mm-hmm. Oh, this book here? It's one of those books. It's so thick and dense of information. It's like 550 pages. But this would take me longer to read the whole thing. I've had this for years, and I can't. Like, I could read a chapter if I'm lucky, and then I have to go back and reread it because it goes through so much scientific stuff, and then goes into poetry, and then goes into. It's chunky. Sun Toke, say word, dog. That's what I'm talking about. You got me motivated. Hey, if you guys want to, you're allowed to send me ducats. But if not, make me a sigil. I told you guys this a long time ago. I'll teach you how to do it. And that's my gift to you. And use it for yourself, make sure it works. And then make me a sigil. Say, I want Zen to come into a bunch of money. That would work. I'll take that. That means that you're thinking of me and that you're using magic for my favor. Which then influences how powerful you are. That if I'm like, oh dude, I just came into like, you know, a couple $100 or whatever you put. You'd be like, yeah, I did that. So yeah, do that. It's Gemini season, almost my birthday. hook a brother up, Shit, maybe if you write a sigil, somebody else on here will just like, well, I don't feel like writing a sigil, but I could write a check. That's awesome. That's crazy. It makes you want to look through a Bible more often. That's a you know what that's a funny story too. It was a story that I think, was it Kevin Hart? I think Kevin Hart retold. I don't, he's a comedian and there's stories you can tell, but he put himself in first person, and I think he was telling it from the have faith in God kind of attitude. I don't. It might have really happened to him. And the story is pretty simply. I'm gonna do a shortened version. He's like, going on his last couple bucks. He's behind on rent, and he goes, man, Ma, I need some money. I need some money. I gotta pay this rent, or else I'm gonna get kicked out. Da da da. And she goes, honey, go read your Bible. Man, I ain't gonna, And so he comes back. A couple weeks later, he's like, I can't. I just been eating. I can't even afford to pay for rent. She goes, honey, go read your Bible. And she does this to him like 5 times. The story, right? Finally, he goes, picks up the Bible, and inside of it is the money to pay the bill, because she put the money into the Bible for him. So yeah, that was yeah. You start checking under the bed too, because where do people put? The problem is, if you look underneath the bed, you might find a dildo. But if you need one, I guess if you're in a pinch and you need a you need to use a dildo, go to a hotel. You want a semi-used condom and a yeah. It's too funny. It does. It kind of makes me think about every time I've gone to a hotel and I've just overlooked. You go in, you use it for the bed and shower and do your thing. Like, man, you should have looked around a little bit. All sorts of crazy. Yeah, the dilemma is, if you move the bed, you might find a crack pipe and a dead hooker, and you don't want to see all that. Yeah, you got to be an archaeologist of hotels, I suppose. I find something cool. Hey, let me give you guys a break for a second, or you give me a break. Let me go fill up my cup with some ice, and when I come back, we'll have some more dumb shit to say. I'll be right back, y'all. That's too funny. I got a funny story. So I go back here to fill up my ice cup. I got to talk to one of my neighbors, and that was cool. But there was the TV was on in there. And, don't waste electricity. No one's in there, so I go and turn it off. But I couldn't find the remote, so I figured, okay, let me unplug this and then plug it back in. So as I go over the TV, it's this Bible channel. Like apparently someone watches Bible TV, which is funny you said that. So the Bible channel is on. Somebody's like, and it was all creepy, like, oh, everybody, full of good, like whatever. He's like throwing a spell out on all these people, and then, oh, so I walked in, and it just already felt creepy in there. I was like, ooh. So let me go turn it off. So I unplugged it. TV shuts off. I plugged that bitch back in. Doesn't the TV turn back on? So I just unplugged that bitch. Fuck it. Don't play with me. Don't play with me like that. Now, if the TV turned back on when it wasn't plugged in, that would be amazing. I will tell you, when I fasted a few times. All right, Sam.
That's plenty of Don saying hi.
The Don Juan Sam right here. Yeah, cool dude. When I done a long fast, and I had basically a etheric plasmic energy coming out of my hands. I could touch things and get an electrical shock off things that weren't even plugged in, which is really interesting. Like I had unplugged my television and my Xbox and whatever, and I was like, one day I was like really long into a fast. I don't know, 20, 25, 26 days on water. Oh no, actually no, I wasn't on water. It was when I did a lemon. That's right. I was on like 20 days of lemonade. This is one of the first times happened. I was on like 17 days of lemon, cayenne, and maple syrup. If anybody's done that before, I highly suggest against too much cayenne because your asshole will not like you. Anyways, so I realized that I'm putting electrical charge out of my hands somehow. So I unplugged things. I was like, one day I was like, well, let me go play my Xbox. So I go to touch the Xbox, and I got a shock off of it, even though it wasn't plugged in. I touched the faucet, my faucet, to get water, and I electrocuted myself because it was all metal. It's crazy. But anyway, so if that TV turned back on without being plugged in, then I'm gonna watch it. Then I'm like, all right, what's these religious Christian folks got to say, or whoever's controlling that channel. Well, welcome back. Hello, everyone. How to become a millionaire? Oh, it's out of your grasps. Cindy, shoot it. Oh, you're talking about the TV? Shoot the fucking thing. Yeah, now I'm excited. You know the difference between like anxiousness, nervousness, and excitement is just your perception of it, right? Like if that shit went on when I go back in there, like it wouldn't freak. It's kind of like whenever people get into the dream world, but they're having that out of body experience, and their body's in stasis, and they're not quite out of body, and they get freaked out, and they'll see like, oh, there's something in the corner, and there's a zombie, and there's all these things, and they fear it. And the difference between that and knowing that you got a body is like, if that shit just turned on, I'd be like, what the fuck? That's so cool. Going, okay, there's obviously energetics in the room. I wouldn't be like, that bitch is not plugged in. How the fuck is that working? And then it's like, it's like the Reanimator. animate things that are not animatable. That's a word. Well, what do you guys think? Should I just keep talking all this mess, or should I read from this book? What do you think? Hold on a second. Let me see what we got. Like anything? I would like to smoke a something. Whatever. Ah. Correct. I think this will be appropriate. Oh, that's if anybody wants to. Again, birthday gifts, cigars are great. You can just tell me if you send me dollars to buy cigars. And I don't even smoke expensive cigars. I smoke good cigars, they're just not expensive. Oh, we're gonna do this. Brought the wrong cutter. Like Zen, buy yourself a fucking cigar, bro. Nice. Nice. Uh-oh. The only thing wrong with some cheap cigars is sometimes they're not always exquisitely rolled. This one has really decent tobacco, but whoever fucking capped this and rolled this sucks. That's kind of that is one of the big differences. Is how much are the people getting paid working there? An expert cigar roller? That's what you're paying for. Some companies they'll actually have whoever rolled the cigar, they'll sign it, so that way you can order specifically from that person. I think that's the way shit should be done, huh? All right. Exercise the demons. That's funny you say that. That dude that just walked by, the Don Cordio. He just got an exercise bench the other day. Dude lost that dude is legit, man. He last year he was 300 pounds. He lost I think 80 to 90. Like he went from just being kind of fluffy to like the dude is. He's now a piece of meat. And he was just talking. He works out at the gym in the building, and the equipment only goes up. They don't have a bench press there, so you got a new bench press or whatever. And he was talking about working out and getting exercising his demons. What's up, T-Bird6? Where do I get my video pics from? What are you talking about? The front, the screen when you clicked on my video. Is that what you're talking about? Funny enough, that's the short story is I just Google search something, but that one specifically is a local New Orleans artist who it's a giant mask they made. And funny enough, they just posted it today. So they just started a Reddit for local New Orleans artists, like literally just this morning, and they posted that picture of a giant mask they did. Fucking rad, huh? I was like, that shit is super dope. Yeah, that mask is heavy duty. I'm not sure. I don't know who it is. I mean, maybe I do. Maybe I've met them, but I don't know specifically. But normally I just go to Google image search and I have like a stupid idea in my head, and I'll just. Well, I don't use Google, but yeah. Ah, dragonflies. Dragonflies are interesting. I never had one land on me, but they're interesting to watch. I've had flies recently that will just land like on my knuckle, and I'll be like, "What are you doing?" And it won't move. It's like not scared of me, and I felt like the Lord of the Flies. I felt like what's his name in the movie The Fly when he turns into a fly. What the hell's his name? Everyone's favorite, the daddy. What's his name? Why can't I think of it? Tall, lanky, really weird dude, but like hilarious. What the hell's his name? Somebody help me with this. It's gonna fuck with me unless I remember his name. People oftentimes ask me, "How do you say your name? Is it that the bit? What's his name?" You know what? I do. I haven't smoked one in a long time, but a lot of people that are like really cigar heads, they're like, "Ugh, fuck anything that has flavors, fuck anything that has, you know." It's kind of like not liking, you know, any kind of beer that has an additive, or it's like, just get over yourself. Just if it's good, it's good. That's how I'm with cigars. And acid cigars, yeah, I've had a couple good ones. I've had a couple funky ones. I had the one that was shaped like a softball. I had the triple twined one. There's a really good one that it's like a tea flavor. Yeah, they're really good. It's out of my price range right now. Yeah, I'm not trying to pay, you know, $10 a cigar. You know, if I buy, I'll buy online and get like, you know, the cigar.com package deal, and then it ends up being like $4.50. Or I'll just go local and across the street, actually, they hook me up. I get like a 3 or 4 pack of these for under $10, and these are super dope. Tell us his name though. Help me out with this. What? Tall dude, kind of goofy. He's been in mad movies. He was in The Fly. What the hell is his name? I'm not moving on from this. We are stuck here in the muck. You're stuck here with me until somebody Googles this or just thinks about it, tells me who it is, and then maybe I'll read from this. 40 minutes in. Gold, thank you. Yeah, people, thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Ryan Duvall. People come up and ask me sometimes and say, how do you say your last name? Is it Goldblum or Goldblum? And I say the same thing to them every time. How dare you speak to me? It's genius. Yes, Jeff Goldblum, The Fly. Thank you. Dude, that was. I could see him in my head, and you know, ain't that the funniest? Like, what the hell is his name? Has everybody seen that bit? If you haven't, go look it up. Oh, there's a blue jay right there. We'll do a day of bird watching, maybe. Have I had any bet? No, it doesn't work that way. They're the only time you can have something as a antithesis to your magic is if you're using it against another living being. If you're doing it against a person or to a person, even if it's a love spell, you'll get the opposite in return. You can't. I've been trying to explain this to people for so long, and they don't. Sometimes they don't grasp it. You can use your magic on inanimate objects. You can't use it on a living life form. You could attract things to you, people, animals. You could use energy to get things to you, but you can't use it in a selective sense of like a love spell. A love spell will always bite you in the ass because there'll be an equal opposite response. Don't use magic at people. You could use it for them. If I say I want you to have a good day, and I cast an idea that you'll have a beautiful day, there's no problem. Who wouldn't like that? And it doesn't go against anyone's free will. Like whatever good day is for you, good for you. I don't know, it might be different than my good day is. But it doesn't interfere with your free will. Whereas an inanimate object such as a chair or a car or these things they're a static, energetic thing. This chair is static. It's not moving. It's not changing unless I apply some type of force to it. I can cut this and I can shape it and mold it. I can do that with clay. I can do, that's, as a spirit, thumbs and a brain, I can do that. This doesn't have thumbs and it doesn't have a brain. Somebody's like, oh, even a rock is living. Stop all that. Slow down. A rock isn't, the only way, a rock isn't attacking you. Oh, but a rock could fall down the mountain and hit you. Yeah, there's too many things going on there. Just get right to it. It takes a living, breathing soul to do something and make, use a static object. Use a static object to create something with. So, if you're using any kind of magic to get something, nothing necessarily bad would happen. Like, I mean, if you were like, hey, I want fucking 6 pounds of crack cocaine, and you get it, I mean, hey, good luck if something bad doesn't happen, because you're a fucking idiot that wants crack. Well, I got 6 pounds of crack cocaine, and I fucking fell off a bridge and broke my hip, and my noggin isn't working so good no more. That's your fault. Yeah, swishers are alright. Well, I'd rather smoke something smaller, but I don't like we're into this little show here, so I don't feel like walking across the street. Cindy, it doesn't. Equivalent exchange is only with another. Again, re-listen. There's no equal reciprocal exchange with an inanimate object. That only works if you're working in the living realm. It doesn't apply. It doesn't apply to other things, items, nouns. It doesn't work with nouns. Are you saying because you found it, or because it was just American spirits? Natty Ice and American spirits. Maybe it was American national thing. The American League, the National League. Yeah, the Saturnian energetics. Yeah. You that's why you don't use. This is. It's very simple. I'll say it again. You use magic for items, objects, inanimate things. You don't use it. You can only use it to encourage people. If you do something to negate, then the positive reaction occurs. If you're just saying in a general sense of have a good day, that's not good, or whatever good is implied on their, that's them. But if you're like, I hope something bad happens, that's yours. That's your magic you're doing. What's your lottery numbers? I don't know. I wouldn't know them. Go to the go to little go get some Chinese food and open up your wonton, or not wonton. What is it called? Your fortune cookie. They'll give you some lottery numbers. Hey, what do you think? Should we get into this book? Plant intelligence in the imaginal realm. I normally just work by divining by turning to a page. A certain adjustment of consciousness. Work on that one. Should I read the literature from a sense of should I read literature from a sense of scientific standpoint or from a poetic standpoint first? Okay, let's start with here. We'll just start here. Over the years, musicians, just as writers do, train themselves to create the state of mind at will, to move into the place where feeling and sound become one thing, the place where music becomes a living expression, and they train themselves to let it flow through them into the world, and then into the people who have come to listen. They know the state they are going for, the place they want to take their listeners. They know the steps involved, so carefully they craft a song in such a way as to alter the listener's consciousness. And the only way to do this successfully is to do what is felt. As the writing teacher Brenda Uland once noted, a great musician once told me that one should never play a single note without hearing it, feeling that it's true, and thinking that it's beautiful. In other words, musicians, when they play, have to be present with each note. They have to hear every one of them. But more than that, they have to feel the feeling inside every note as they play it. They work then to enter a state of mind where each note is a living, feeling thing that they are shaping in the moment as a living communication to the listener's deepest self. They are in the same state as jugglers who are keeping a similar kind of balance point intact. The music they are generating is a complex composition of feeling, storyline, and structured sound tones that induce a specific state of mind. And inside it all is a sophisticated commentary, a story, about the experiences that we all have, sooner or later, while living our lives. This joins the musician and the listener together in a special kind of relationship. Something flows from musician to the listener and then back again, both moving together in an altered state of consciousness that depends on the feeling dimension of the music and on the feeling that resides in every note. As the musician Don Conoscenti describes it, Don Conoscenti, then I have become more engaged in the craft of making music. I perceived as it more scientific, a series of techniques and devices that could generate a fairly predictable result. Certain tempos could cause people to dance. Certain manipulations of melody and meter could cause people to feel very specific emotions. There are formulas that could be very effective if well executed. The same hold true for the lyrical side of it. As a songwriter, I found that I could achieve a different level of storytelling through the use of archetypes. And I found that if I could successfully blend that with rhythmic and melodic elements and the intentional use of space, I could enter into an altered state of reality. A dreamlike state, not just for me, but for everyone else in the room who wasn't completely closed off to the experience. The emotional had evolved into something spiritual, then into something scientific, then again into something mystical and beautiful that could now be consciously accessed and shared. That kind of music making has the power not only to entertain, but to heal and affect consciousness. Good, huh? So what's next here? Well, I might have to move in a second, depending on the music and the level of it, because if I don't, then the music will cause a copyright against this. So I might have to reframe this little talk in a second. We'll see. Give me a second. Are you reading a psychology of consciousness book, right? I guess so. Sure. Beyond the doors of perception, plant intelligence in the imaginal realm into the dreaming of Earth. Yeah, I guess so. It's science, nature, psychology, influence. Yeah. I have an idea. Let me go grab a pack of something to smoke, and I'm gonna go read by the. It will work out better this way, anyways, because I was gonna start this video with this book, and let me go to the waters, and we'll read from the park, perhaps, and it'll give me time because I really don't want to smoke this whole cigar right now, and it'll give me a chance to get a charger. So, as everybody knows, stay cool, take care of yourself, be awesome, and I'll be back and give me like 30 minutes or so, and we'll continue on this book. Yeah. Hey, Angel, good to see you. Suntoke, everybody. Give me a second.